In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about silver and gold coin auctions on YouTube. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Empire Precious Metals. If you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a guy talking about precious metals, so make sure you blast that subscribe button, get the bell notification clicked. That way you get updated with any new content. This is a topic that is so important for many of you who are in the stacking community. Those of you that are just watching this video and maybe you've seen different channels doing the YouTube coin auctions, myself included. This is going to be a critical video for you. Now, again, those of you that are just tuning in, I would have to let you know, again, I am not a financial advisor. All right, just get that out of the way. I also put that in the disclaimer, and I say this in almost every single one of my videos. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is I also do have a YouTube coin auction, which do occur on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on my YouTube channel. Now, I'm going to speak to you as honestly as I possibly can. And even though I have skin in the game, I do make a lot of my profits for my business through my YouTube coin auctions. But I am going to try my very best to talk to you as straightforward as I possibly can, which is what I typically do on my videos anyway, even within my coin auctions as they are live. Now, in this video, why don't we just get right to it? There's so many things to cover, like the different channels that have auctions, the longevity of channels. There's a lot that goes into this. So why don't we just get right off to the subject here? Okay, a lot of people who are in the stacking community know that there are a huge number of channels in the community that have coin auctions as a way to make money, to get views, to bring people into their channel, build their own channel's community. In my opinion, I think it is a great way to socialize with like-minded individuals within the stacking community. It adds a different dimension to stacking as opposed to just being somebody looking at the prices of everything online, whether or not you could get a good deal on something and buy a particular item and put it away. Getting involved in YouTube, whether you're creating content or you're just regularly attending live streams and interacting with other people, it adds another dimension to the hobby, and it becomes part of your ritual. It's a place for everybody to kind of come together and have a good time. It's just a really good time, especially when you have regulars. It almost is very similar to, let's say, the show Cheers, where everybody knows your name, everybody is there week in and week out, and you get a lot of inside jokes and people asking each other how they're doing, how's your kids, how's this happening. You know, it's a really nice way to interact with people. People also buy things and gift them to each other. It's unlike anything that you've really ever seen, right? Now, there are tons of channels now that are doing this. I was probably one of the earlier ones. I've been doing this now for about two and a half years. But now it seems like there are tons and tons of channels doing it. Channels that have as low as 200 subscribers, channels that a lot of people never even heard of, all the way up to channels that have almost 100,000 subscribers. Okay, so you really do run the gamut in terms of size, content creation, quality. It's really a wide range of personalities. Now, I would say for myself that, you know, my channel, and there's a couple other channels that have a really high production, polished product when it comes to the actual auctions. I would say myself, Silver Dragons would be one, Guido Stackin', Silver Seeker, those channels, and I probably am leaving off one or two, and this is not at all on purpose. Those channels seem to be the ones that have that more polished product. We do a lot of our streams using either Streamlabs or whatever. We have different graphics, animations, whatever. And then you've got channels like, ECP. You have Plumber Stacking. You've got Oregon Stacker. You've got a lot of these different smaller channels that don't necessarily have all those bells and whistles, but they still have a tremendous turnout. They have a very good solid community of their own. And you don't necessarily need all those graphics and fancy things in order to bring people good products and to have a good time. So my recommendation when it comes to looking at the different channels, just sit there, watch, lurk, listen to those channels, watch how they interact with their community, see how the people within the live chat interact with one another. Are there a lot of trolls? Are there not a lot of trolls? And you'll get a good sense as to whether or not that channel is for you. Now, one thing I would say for you to do, though, is really keep in mind the longevity of a channel, and specifically how many auctions and live streams they have done. I do believe that longevity definitely says a lot about a channel. I've had about 130 something auctions myself. I know that Dragons has done many, ECP has done a lot, Guido Stacking, Silver Seeker's done plenty of them, Rob Finds Treasure. There's a lot of these channels that have done a lot of auctions for a very, very long time. They've ironed out the majority of all of the kinks that can come with the entire process of not just running a live stream, which is hard enough in and of itself, but also collecting payments and sending things safely to the customer. So my recommendation is, if you're looking to start getting involved in some of these auctions, you definitely want to pay attention if that channel has had a lot of live streams, a lot of auctions under their belt, because you still have to be careful. There are channels out there that don't necessarily ship quickly, or they will ship you the wrong things, or they won't ship you anything at all. I mean, that has happened too. So you have to be very careful. Another thing you want to look at when it comes to these auctions are the organization of the auction. I would argue that my auction and a few others are probably the most organized when it comes to the the timing of everything. If they have a regularly scheduled time slot that they do all the time every week, do they have the various payment methods in place for you? Do they give you those options? What do they show for their shipping policies? Do they have established rules and ways in which you as the bidder are required to interact on these auctions? Those are things that you also want to look at. You don't want to kind of like free for all, somebody that just turned on their computer and you just stumble in there and you're trying to bid on stuff and it just looks like, amateur hour. You want to look for somebody that is very well organized. The other thing I would say, again, I can't stress this enough, again, is the community and the culture of that particular channel. On my channel, I like to have a very good time. I like to joke around a lot. I think that you definitely want to look and see, what is the culture of the channel, the vibe? Is it for you? There's some channels that, like, again, my channel is, I'm very goofy. I say random crap all the time on my auctions, and oftentimes people will get in there and they won't even understand half the time what I'm even laughing about, which is totally fine. The people that are in there, they totally get it, but you want to look and see, what is the community like? Are people welcoming, helpful? Are they rude and standoffish? I mean, definitely look at the community when it comes to choosing which auction you want to be a part of. Also, when it comes to deals, okay, can you get deals on auctions? I'm going to talk about that. In fact, let me put a star next to this. I have a list here that I'm going off of. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But when it comes to deals on these auctions, I'm going to be first to admit, can you get deals on my auction? No, not really. Am I shooting myself in the foot by saying that? Maybe. But I've never said in a million years that you're going to get deals on my auctions. And there's other channels too that have a tremendous following, and they will also have the similar, let's say, premium on their items, just because there's people within the chat that want to support the channel. So once in a while, you'll be able to get a deal on these auctions. But let's be honest, if you are somebody that is looking to buy a particular coin, like these, for example, can you get these somewhere else for cheaper? Yes, definitely. Absolutely, without a doubt, most likely, 9 times out of 10, if you just take a little bit of time, you're going to be able to find these coins, which I sell and others sell on their auctions, for less. So why are you even buying them on the auctions? Again, that comes down to the camaraderie, entertainment, and the community in which you build with the content creator and the people within that live chat. I will talk about this in a little bit more detail, like I said, but you have to keep your eyes open. If you're looking for bargain deals on these auctions on YouTube, guys, most likely it's not going to happen for you, okay? I'm going to just completely throw that out there and be completely honest. If some of those other YouTube auctions are going to get angry at me for saying this, I mean, behind the scenes, they would agree with me. Okay, you're not getting deals on the auctions, but you're going to have a tremendous amount of fun. Okay, it's very, very different than just going on to one of the bullion dealers online and just putting something into your cart, checking out, and waiting for it to arrive a week later. There's a high level of engagement and interaction with your host and others within the chat, and it's a lot of fun. Now, the other thing too, I would say, payment methods. You want to look out for that too, and I'm putting a star next to this too because I'm going to make another video talking about payment methods specifically. But you want to make sure that the auction that you are involved with have a variety of payment methods. That way, you can pay the individual in a way which is most convenient for you. I allow PayPal, goods and services. I do Cash App, and I also take Square, so I take credit cards. So those are the 3 ways in which I accept payments. Now, you have other ways too, right? There's Zelle, there's Venmo, there's Google Pay, Apple Pay. There's so many different ways in which people can take payments. You're going to have to find one that works best for you. Those 3 seem to work best for my auctions, and I stick with that because it makes the process for me when it comes to processing orders a lot more streamlined. But definitely look at the payment methods. And when it comes to PayPal, we're going to talk about that in another video because that's actually really important. But you're going to want to go with goods and services. You want to stay tuned for that. I'm going to talk to you about that in another video. But anyway, when it comes to these auctions, guys, remember too, some of them are going to require you to have memberships. That just helps the host, like myself, know that you are a registered bidder. If you go into these live streams, you're going to see their names in green. That means that they're registered with the auction, and that prevents trolls from running up crazy bids, not paying. It ruins everybody's night if they do that, right? You jeopardize the sale for the host. You waste everybody's time by doing that. You screw other people out of something that they wanted to buy, but because you outbid them and won and decided not to pay, that's another problem. So it's not something that's out of the ordinary if a channel asks you to either become a paid member of the channel or register in another manner. It's standard operating procedure for any well-organized auction on YouTube. So, don't be discouraged by that. A lot of times, a lot of us who do this, it's just like $1, $2 to register. And that just makes things a lot easier for the moderators, the host, and the viewers. So anyhow, I hope this helps you, gives you some sort of idea as to what you can kind of expect and what things you should be looking for when it comes to these auctions. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a video talking about deals on the auctions and payment methods. So definitely stay tuned for those. Also, drop in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on the auctions? Do you think they're just all a big scam and ripoffs? Do you participate in them? Do you have a lot of fun? Are there any auctions that are your favorite? Comment down below. And I would like to quickly thank these elite channel supporters. And if you haven't already become a channel member, please check out the awesome perks and join today. With that, this is Empire Precious Metals. Until next time, long live the Empire.